wife and kids and teach them at home. I just hate when people get out in public and want to discipline their kids in public. No, you ain't whooping them at home.
Right.
Now you want to whoop somebody in public. I can tell you ain't whooping because he ain't even looking at you. Who are you? Why you whooping me? Because you ain't doing it at home. And then you want to get show, yeah, I'm a good mom, I'm a good dad. No, you ain't whooping that kid at home because you would say one thing, he would sit down. And that's the same thing about being a man. Look at your kids. Look at your kids. Look at them. Look at your wife. Look how they handle themselves. It'll show if you teach them. 1 Timothy chapter 3, we'll start verse 1. Go ahead.
This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desires a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, diligent, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach.
These are people that want to desire to be a man of God, to stand up and teach people. This is the charges of bishops, charges of pastors, and all this stuff. You got to have some qualities. These are the qualities of a man of God right here. You got to be able to teach, vigilant, good behavior, hospitality, all this stuff. You got to learn this stuff if you want this office. Go ahead.
Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous.
Not giving them wine, not being a drunk, not a striker, always want to fight, not greedy of filthy lucre. On the way, I'm preaching for money. That's filthy lucre. I ain't gonna tell you what you need to hear in the word because I know if you get mad, you ain't gonna pay me. That's what these preachers do in these churches. They ain't gonna preach like me. Cause they greedy of that money. Cause they know them diggers in there. Hey, what you doing? I don't wanna hear that message no more, or you're gonna be replaced.
Come on.
This is what they do. They gonna teach this. They wanna keep everybody happy, shaking it up and shaking it down. So they keep reaching in that pocket, in that purse, giving money. Girl, we had a good time in church. Oh, what the preacher people? I don't know, but we had a good time. This is what they do. Even the dudes, same way. What the pastor talk about, man? I don't know, man. He came out of the loop. Huh? What was the top of the mess? I don't know, but we had a good time. These guys, I'm asking all this stuff. You're supposed to be leading your family. You're supposed to be a man of God. I asked a brother that's been a deacon for years inside of the church. Asked him what the charge of a deacon. He couldn't even tell me, but he a deacon. He don't even know. But this is how you know what a man of God is supposed to be doing. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house.
One that ruled well what?
His own house.
His own house. How can you stand up here and say you're going to lead God's house when your whole family is out here acting crazy? Acting crazy. They living with you, acting crazy. I look at all these little preachers' kids. TDJ, Creflo Dollar, all them kids. Creflo Dollar kid put him in jail. But you leading the congregation. And your kid out of control. Matter of fact, he out of control. I mean, yeah, the kid probably trying to tell him the truth. He don't even know the truth. But anyway, what you say, he said, for the man, if a man knoweth not how to rule his own household, go ahead.
How shall he take care of the church of God?
How you gonna take care of the church of God when you can't run your own house? You ain't got no authority there, but you want to come to church and be authority over these people. They watching, people know. Go ahead.
Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil.
That's what happened to these men of God inside the church. They can't stand up to people like us in Israel. A novice is someone who can tell you something about God. But the people that know this book, they can go ahead and tell you where to go get it. They're not just going to be taught. You go do your little own trial and error with these preachers. They want to talk. And he said, all right, brother, where you find it at? Give him a Bible and you see how lost he's going to be. I said, man, you've been preaching this long, you don't know what this is? They do this stuff all the time. but you want to lead God's house. You ain't got no knowledge. You're a novice. Someone who's a surface reader. That's all I'm saying. He don't go deeply in the law and learn and understand. He go right to the New Testament and read some in 1 Corinthians chapter 11. It said it's a head covering on one. You got to put a head covering on that. A lot of them make that mistake. But anyway, let's go to Ephesians chapter 6. I'm gonna get something out of that one right there. Then we call me. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1. Which is understanding, y'all. You take these scriptures, you go home, and you meditate on them, and you read them, and you understand. So you won't be so mad when you got to pay that light bill. You won't be so mad when you got to pay that rent. That's your job. That's your responsibility. Husbands. Ephesians chapter 6, we're going to start at verse 1. Now I tell you, being a man, you got to have discipline with your kids now. You got to be disciplined. You got to be. Because if you ain't disciplined, it going to show. Go ahead, verse 1.
Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
Pay attention, children. Go ahead.
Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
That's a promise. You know what that first commandment is? I won't kill you too soon, kids. Go ahead, he'll tell you right here.
That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
So if you obey or honor your mother and father, yeah, make your life live long upon this earth. We ain't talking about you doing everything your mama say or your daddy say. No, it got to be right. We talking about the honor part, cussing them out, talking bad about them, disrespecting. That's dishonor. God will have your life to be short upon this earth. He said that's with promise. Like I promise you this. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Yes, sir.
But bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord.
Understand about this, Father. Don't provoke your kids to wrath, making them want to fight you. For an example, if your kid tell you something that's private, and you embarrass them in public, they're provoking them to wrath. My dad used to always say, what's in the house stays in the house. Stays in. Don't provoke your kids to wrath. We ain't talking about telling them the right thing to do. We talking about if they trust you with a secret, you know somebody, you just embarrass them in public and just tell all their business, that's provoking. That's just one example. I've seen some kids, some parents just embarrass their kid. She still pee in the bed. Like, how you gonna say this in front of everybody? He still pee in the bed. I mean, you don't say none stuff like that. Private stuff. You don't say that. Just embarrassing the kid. The kid get mad. Then he go from on and on and on. He said, bring them up in the nature and admonition of the Lord. Teach them the laws, statutes, and the commandments. Teach them this instead of provoking them to anger.
That's right.
Tell them what thus saith the Lord say. You finished with that one?
Yes, sir. Let's
go back to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. From boys to men of God. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. We're going to jump out to verse 15. Go ahead, brother.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
See, man, you got to handle your business with your child. You got to train them. We ain't talking about training them how to play football. We ain't talking about training them how to play in the band. We ain't talking about none of this stuff. We talking about training them to be men. Show them how to balance a checkbook. Show them how to save money. Show them a trade. If you show them anything, go out there and get up on the car. Show them how to change the oil. Show them how to change the tire. Same thing with the women too. What we just talking about men. Football, believe me, I done went to every level on football and sports. And believe me, when they dropped me out, we went right down to ground zero. Almost homeless. On the top, NFL. But when they said, Jeff, we don't want you no more, cut. That was it. Like in Albany, Georgia, in a hotel room. Didn't have no money. And Bear about to get kicked out of there. So I had some people to help me. That's why, man, you can't be tunnel vision. You got to prepare for the worst common scenario. It's coming now. It's coming, believe me. I know it's coming. Your brother knows too, it's coming. They know. If you've been married that long, you know it's coming. So you got to prepare. You can't spend every dime you got. You got to put something back. My dad used to tell me all the time, son, I got money, but I ain't got money. I'm like, what? I got some money, but I can't spend it. He said, something break down the house, I got to take care of it. So we can't be out there living from paycheck to paycheck. Jump down to verse 15. Go ahead.
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
So don't feel bad about whooping it behind. That's how you the rod of correction, you're talking about whooping it behind righteously now.
That's right.
Not just beating them in the back and the head and all this stuff like I got beat. They ain't care what they hit you at. Well, you got to be right now because defense will take you away from here. Take them away too. Whoop them right on that bottom. But this is how you train up your children. Teach them something. Teach them something. I don't care if it's just cooking at the house. Teach them how to clean up. And believe me, a lot of these kids don't even know how to clean up, but they want to be married. They want a husband. You can't even keep your bathroom clean. You can't even keep your room clean. How you gonna manage a whole house? You can't do it. They're like, dog, this thing got dirty again. Yeah, he gonna get dirty again because people living here. Just like man, these bills gonna come out every month. The rent gonna come, the light bill gonna come. It ain't gonna stop. Get used to it. Let's keep moving. Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 13. Still dealing with this. Train them up. Kids, you got to train your kids. You got to train them. Give them this word first. And most of all, give them that rod. Put some on their behinds early. Verse 13, go ahead.
Withhold not correction from the child.
Don't withhold that correction now. Or say, oh, he just a baby. It's so cute. Say that again and be laughing. Then when he get old enough, I don't know where you get that from. Yeah, you were laughing all that other time when he was saying the little small stuff. Now you was saying this big stuff now. Now you trying to stop him with these big cuss words. You laughing with the little small ones. Now you making sentences with them now. You going to school. And you sit up there with the teacher like, I don't know where you get it from. He got it from you. Go ahead, brother.
Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
If thou beatest him with the rod, he ain't gonna die. It might sound like it, but he or she ain't gonna die. Whoop that behind. Whoop it. I ain't talking about the song, either. Go ahead.
Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell.
You see what he's saying right here? You deliver your child from hell if you whoop their behind. This is what's going on with our children out there in the street with all this stuff going on, all this marching going on, all this thing going on. They out there like some wild bulls. We want some respect. We want this and that. Why? Because the fathers didn't teach their kids that Israel gonna go through this. Didn't teach them. So they want some rights from this white man. He gonna respect me. Yeah, just like they respect Malcolm X, just like respected Martin Luther King, just like they respect Nat Turner, what all them got in common? They did. Only respect you gonna get is from God. That's it. You marching out there on your own doing all this stuff because you follow these little boys out here. That's what they're doing, these little children. Real men don't handle a situation like this. In the Bible, they don't handle a situation like that. They go and pray first. And they go get their sons and daughters and talk to them and tell them, this is what we're going to according to the book. Come on. But now, let's go marching, pump your fist and all this stuff. Take a knee and all this stuff. It ain't gonna do nothing. It's so merry-go-round. They keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. They ain't the first one to do this. These people doing this stuff today, it ain't the first time, it won't be the last time. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 20, verse 7. Man, when you discipline kids, this will be a blessing. Proverbs 20, I must have left it out. 20, verse 7. We'll read one verse in verse 16. Proverbs 20, and verse 7. Go ahead.
The just man walketh in his integrity.
We talking about integrity, respectful. When you got integrity, people respect you. He ain't out there clowning. Words coming out of his mouth is knowledge. And they say, you know, I can relate to him because he got sound doctrine. Where you get this from? Oh, I got it from out the Bible. But most of these men today, they ain't got this stuff. They not. They don't have the word of God. They tell you what they feel. And they going off their feelings. Believe me, for a man going off his feelings, he's a deadly weapon. Deadly. Go ahead.
The just man walketh in his integrity.
Mm-hmm.
His children are blessed after him.
Believe me, I work so hard for my name to be good in the society. Any man want their name to be good. I don't want nobody to say something about me and relate that to my kid unless it's good. I don't want nothing bad to run behind my name. And I hear so many people, I see your kids out there, Joe, I want to look after them. I say, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And that's what you want. Instead of you going out there as a man, offending all these people, taking from them, doing bad to them, and they looking at your kid like, oh, he's sorry just like his dad, or she's sorry just like her mom. That's what they say. You got to have integrity. And it takes work. That's what most men don't understand. It takes work to get to a process where people respect you. I work hard at that. I can't stand nobody disrespect me at all. Period. I can't stand it. That's why I show the respect. Let's continue. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 7. Proverbs 16 and verse 7. You just understand how it come from a boy to a man. You got to know it. And believe me, it ain't that Jeff smart, Jeff to read. Say, yeah, like, oh man, he's smart. No, he ain't smart. I'm just reading. Just like you reading. That's all it is. But I read a little more than most people, that's all. Alright, that's all they be reading. It's just that simple, just read and follow. But people make it so hard because they ain't got their emotions on control. Proverbs 16, verse 7. Go ahead.
When a man ways pleases the Lord.
He said, when a man ways pleases the Lord. A man ways pleases the Lord. Go ahead.
He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
He makes his enemies at peace with you. Understand me? Some of your first enemies going to be in your household. Right now. You raise them with you every day, they're going to be your first enemies. And people got to understand this. So you won't take it out of context like, you so sharp. No. And wait on this. Okay, I understand. Because this word going to cut you. And it's going to cut me. And we not going to see eye to eye all the time. But I'm not going to just say, okay, I'm going to throw you away, you're going to throw me away because we don't see eye to eye. No, we just get this flesh under control.
That's right.
That's why sometimes it's good not to say nothing. Because your mind ain't under control. You know, flipped out and said something, oh man, I can't take that back. So, you know, I'm working on that. Let me show you that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34. And people think, when you talk to people and show people the scripture, they think you're talking about somebody outside of your household. No, it'll be right there. You feeding it every day. Or you sleeping with them every day. Matthew 10, chapter 34. The quicker we get the knowledge through our head, the understand this, the better we will be. We can grow up. And believe me, everybody got some growing. Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
One thing about I had to learn this for myself, don't put nobody as being perfect. Don't look at people like, oh no, they can't do this, they can't do that. You just hope they won't misuse you. You just hope they won't do you wrong. You just hope that they think about God first before they make that decision. Because believe me, some decisions that are going on in my mind, ooh, I don't want it to come out. I got to bring this thing under. Get it under control. Because I know the power I have in my household. I know I have no power. And also I know I can abuse it. And then if I abuse it, my wife gonna be at me, my kids gonna be at me, we're gonna have a whole big war. Then somebody gonna end up getting divorced or somebody end up fighting or whatever. So you gotta just calm this down and understand what's gonna happen. And you'll say, I knew this was gonna happen, so why I'm get so excited, so why I'm get so mad about this? Verse 34, go ahead.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
This is Jesus talking now.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
When he said a sword, I mean, he said come to send some frustration, some pain, whatever it is. He got to mold you. Go ahead.
For I am come to send a man at variance against his father,
Mm-hmm.
and the daughter against her mother,
Mm-hmm.
and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Go ahead.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Foes mean enemies. This is where it's going to start at in your household. When we read in Proverbs chapter 16, he said, I'll make you at peace with your enemy. He talking about your husband, your wife, your kids first. Because this is where it's going to start at. Even though they mad at you, but they say, you know what, I'm going to do right. Because he doing right. Even though y'all upset with each other, kids,